I'll show you the song.
What's the song called?
No idea. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm a family foreign, I could take you overseas. I try to wind that love, yeah, I got what you need.
I don't think there's any Chinese kid coming from overseas in like a predominantly white world that doesn't feel insecurity, and like I'm grateful that I was obsessed with like music enough on the side that like all that was just kind of like happening, and I had like something else to go to.
400 mil and no sun, I'm so chill, I'm ice cold, I'm 3 stacks and no 3. Catch a pair of them chopsticks to your down piece.
So I moved to New York 13 years ago now.
Oh,
I moved to New York.
New Yorker now.
Came to New York in 2010 for NYU. But I actually grew up in Hubei, China. And I moved to Boston when I was in 6th grade. I was 11 years old.
Tell me more about like your mom. What was her reason for leaving?
Oh, she had aspirations.
Yeah.
So I never really was close to her. And it wasn't until I was in college, like a little older, that I had like a first heart-to-heart conversation, you know? And she was like, I know it was hard for you that I was away all those years, but like think about how hard it was for me, you know? And I was like, oh God, like now I'm understanding it like it's full context. My mom wanted me to watch movies to learn English. I came across 8 Mile. I got hooked by Eminem's story, and you know how you can tell that he's this outsider in a world that he don't belong to, but he was able to find true confidence through this music. Not a lot of people was really impressed by like just this Chinese kid trying to like rap. You have this dream, but you have no idea how to get there. But like that's when you just get so much blind energy. When I moved in with my best friend, he started encouraging me to put a little bit of myself in the music. So I would add like a line or two of Chinese, and maybe I'll talk about myself a little bit more. And people felt that like my story was relatable. You know, it became like, ooh, people gonna be impressed by this bar. It's more like, now I'm sharing my story. But then like, I couldn't make a song that wasn't half Chinese and half English and feel good about it. You know, it became like such a exoticizing myself moment that I'm like, okay, like I'm halfway through the song and now I gotta switch it up. I was kind of like trapping myself into like a lane. But then you forget like, oh, like everyone that you admire, they all have gone through so many evolutions.
To what you were saying earlier about like how some folks like, you know, they want to support an artist or a business because it's like Asian owned or like created by an Asian or Asian American person. Like, sure, I definitely think that part of creating a more equitable community world is investing in like minority owned, POC owned businesses, right? But also like just like what you were saying, it's like I don't want you to support my business only because I'm an Asian American woman. Yeah, I truly believe that as creators, whether it's music or like business, your product has to be good. You know, like your product has to hit.
Sure.
Otherwise, like, sure, I'll have someone buy the coffee once to feel good, but like if the product isn't good, the business won't survive.
100%.
Right?
We need more people that wants to be like decision makers too, like the key holders too, because at the end of the day, we have to be able to make decisions about like our own stuff.
I think New York made me, yeah, I hope New York don't break me.
What has your experience been navigating all the anti-Asian hate?
For me, when this dude came up on the train and pointed at me, it's funny, he pointed at me and he goes, Ebola. That was the first time that I really felt like I'm not immune to this. I realized how for how long I was kind of neglecting like my community.
How do you feel now about that responsibility?
I've thought about this before and I feel like it leaves me feeling a little torn. In a way, it feels great. It feels like I'm a leader. It feels like my voice matters and that like if I just use it for good, that it could bring a lot of joy and bring a lot of help to people. But there are times where I just want to post goofy stuff.
Yeah.
And there are times where like this responsibility feels a little like there was almost a peace in the anonymity of just being Asian in a white and black America.
Nowadays I tell my mama when she's walking home, she better look over her shoulders when she's all alone.
What you're describing about like your journey, your feeling around social responsibility, I feel like that's a really common experience. I think what's really beautiful about activism today is that it looks different for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, and
Right.
like everyone plays a role and not everyone is expected to play the same role in the same way.
Right.
And everyone who feels a sense of social responsibility and they want to step up, you can step up and be allowed to stumble.
It's not so much about integrating Asian American aspects of living into my life. It's really just me doing the homework and like doubling back and trying to understand my community better, but also myself better. I feel like America is such a place that it forces you to think about your role.
You know I'm just a call away. You know I'ma be there for you. It's what everybody say. You just gotta do what you do. I think about it every night and day. And now I know it's possible. And now I know it's possible. And now I know it's possible.